have to look that way?
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. You can see that I guess at the endodontist, I just had a little root canal. I'm not feeling too good, but I met a very nice, interesting man. I'm Amy Elias from The Whippet Show, where wisdom, health, integrity, and passion merge, even with my face all swollen. But I'd like to introduce you to Michael Taylor. So I will turn the camera around and put it on him. If I can figure that out. I don't think I can. Okay. So we have Michael Taylor here to join us. And
Hello.
here he is. Okay, there he is. Okay, that's better.
You have to edit it.
Okay, here we go. You ready?
Yeah, why not?
Can you see yourself?
Yes.
Good. Okay, so I met Michael sitting here in the waiting room, and we have something very interesting that we're talking about. If you notice, his sweatshirt says that he has scrap metal, and we started a conversation about that. So in this conversation, I was asking him to tell me about the scrap metal business, and we had a great conversation that went from scrap metal to making a good business. He was super successful. He's been working on it for 15 years. He learned from someone else 2 to 3 years prior, and he has something a lot to tell us. But the bottom line we ended up is he said, you know what? I never really thought that my opinion really mattered, because I'm just a guy who has opinion. So I want you to talk to us a little bit about yourself and your business and what makes for a good life of living and what creates your passion, as the show is called Wisdom, Health, and Passion.
Well, wisdom is, a bedrock of anything. If you're going to succeed at anything or take anything very seriously, you should try and gain wisdom, whether it's a broad type of wisdom on many subjects or specific to my particular occupation of scrap metal. So the wisdom is inherent in everything.
Well, one thing that he did was he spoke to me about somebody that influenced him and recommended a poem, which I was intrigued about, called The Thinker. So I wanted to tell us about that.
Well, that was a poem that was given to me by a man also involved in my industry, and it encapsulates some of the activities similar to what we perform in our industry. But the basic gist of the poem is behind all the physical activity and noise and toil, there has to be a guiding force of a thinker, of somebody in the background, making sure that the people in the foreground are getting the correct guidance and assistance in order for the venture, whatever venture, to succeed.
Thank you. And you did say that you started your business with 4 people, and now you have how many?
22.
22. And you went from how much business?
Oh, it's increased by 1,500% over the course of 15 years.
Wow. So I asked him, what does he attribute that to? And I'm going to ask him again. Let's hear what he says.
A lot of hard work, a little bit of luck, and to succeed, my opinion is to succeed in any business, you really have to take an interest in what you do. As I was speaking here earlier, it's informed that I seem to be very knowledgeable about my chosen profession. I said, yes, if you choose any profession, whatever it is, you should do your utmost to acquire as much knowledge about it as possible. It will help you be more successful at it, but it will also enable you to speak intelligently about it, which a lot of people are involved in things, but you could ask somebody and they can't give you 2 sentences about what they actually do because they're not really that involved in it. They don't really care that much about it. I wouldn't say I have a passion for what I do because that's an emotion, and I'm really not emotional, but you should take an interest in whatever it is you choose to do. You should learn as much about it and contribute as much into it as you can and pass it on to other people that are involved in the same activity.
Yeah, and I think one of the things why I said to him, I said, wow, you're so smart, you're so knowledgeable, because he spoke to me about the difference between a steel ton, which is not 2,000 pounds, but it's different, and where that historically came from, and he mentioned it was Andrew Carnegie. So give us a little bit of history about that.
Well, maybe it's an old wives' tale of our industry, but the story goes when Andrew Carnegie was buying coal and iron ore for his steel mills back in the day when he was the richest man in the world, his contracts all stated ton, T-O-N-N-E, which is the English, which is a metric ton or a long ton, which is 2,240 pounds. And when he presented his bill, people said, no, it's 2,000 pounds. And he said, no, it's 2,240. Didn't you read the contract? So basically the difference is about 10%. So he basically scammed 10% from all of his suppliers. And that became an industry standard that's still in use today. It also could be because a lot of scrap is traded internationally, and the metric system is utilized more than our standard system, and it's 1,000 kilograms is 2,240 pounds, but that's the number that you use.
So amazing. And did you know that all the metal from the United States goes to Mexico or Europe? And
Not
where
all of it,
most of it,
but most of it.
most of it. So where do we get our steel from?
Everything that has metal in it, you don't realize it, but even just sitting here in this dentist's office, someday they're going to take this beautiful building, they're going to knock it down, and all of those door stops and all of those exit signs and all of these little things of metal, all of that door handle, the beams holding up the building, the stanchions in the parking lot, the window frames in the hallway, it's all going to end up in my scrapyard or somebody else's.
And with that, I want to thank you, Michael. You're a great guest on our Whippet Show. And I'm going to great gains to just speak with a half paralyzed face. So thank you very much.
You're quite welcome.
And I'm glad to see you again. This is Amy Elias, amyelias.com, AMYELIAS.com. And we'll see you at the next Whippet Show. Thank you, Michael.
You're welcome.
Thank you.